And we move to another agenda that because for the issue relating the export terms for the pharmaceutical medical supply to around the world has some dynamic changing in this year because of rare of supply in domestic market and find a little bit limited to export or something like that. We better update ourselves, yeah, from the very competent person. So we pleased to hear that from the Directorate Export of Mining and Industrial Product, Ministry of Commerce, we are very, very happy and very, very valuable time to have that Mr. Mary Mariati, the Director of the Export of Mining and Industrial Product, Ministry of Commerce. Please, Bu, to update us about what's about the regulation.
Thank you, Pak Tito. So, Excellencies, Indonesian Ambassador in SUFA, Bapak Ben Karnadi, Excellencies Fiji Charge d'Affaires in Jakarta, distinguished Bapak Sestama from BPPT, dan pejabat yang lainnya. Yang terhormat Ibu Arlinda, mohon izin Bu Arlinda. And then business people in Jakarta and also in Fiji. Good morning in Jakarta and good afternoon in SUFA. First of all, I would like to congratulate to ITTIC, Pak Tito, to organize this important meeting for Indonesian and Fiji business people. So that called Fiji First Business and Trade Meeting. And also today I would like to take this opportunity, as Pak Tito explained, that I will update in brief about the export regulation related the medical supply products, Pak. Because the pharmaceutical regulate under Indonesian Food and Drugs Authority. So let me begin. As we know, recently the Indonesian government has issued several regulations related to medical equipment products. I'm sorry, I don't have any to share with you, but anyway, this is some kind of a brief explanation for you. So the background policy is like that. In order to support the availability of the medical equipments or supplies in Indonesia, and also it's very limited at the time, the products that we have during the COVID-19 pandemic. So the Ministry of Trade has issued several regulations. The first one is temporarily export prohibition or ban of antiseptic, raw materials of mass, protective, personal protective equipment, or we call it PPE, and also mask through the Minister of Regulation number 23/2020, which issued, that one is on March 18, 2020, and then followed by the regulation number 31, 2020, and also follow again. This is very dynamic, the changing the situation at the time for the export exemption arrangement for export exemption arrangement for those who already have a contract with buyers before March 18, 2020. So that's the story behind that. So in few months, because the situation is quite dynamic, as mentioned by Pak Tito, this condition has given a positive impact actually in matter of the production, such as excess availability of antiseptics in domestic, and then also sufficient supply of raw materials of masks, and personal protective equipment for domestic needs, and also increase the production and product diversification from garment companies. They shifting from the garment products to PPE product and masks. So that's why, due to this condition, in order to boost national economic growth and also especially for supporting industrial sector, as well as to maintain protecting citizens' health, the government is the export regulation from prohibiting to managing the export for the several medical supplies product. So therefore, Ministry of Trade revoke those of the previous regulation number 23, 31, and 34, and issued the Minister of Trade Regulation number 57. This is the latest one in June 16, 2020, regarding provision on export of raw material of mask, and personal protective equipment. So with this new regulation, export of antiseptics are not being regulated anymore. This one is become a free products. But the ethanol will be regulated under, again, from Minister of Trade Regulation number 21, 2019, while export of raw material of mask, and personal protective equipment are being specifically managed under this regulation number 57. So the main rules actually, the export of raw materials of mask, and personal protective equipment are regulated using export approval instrument. So somebody or producer who want to export, they have to have the export approval from Minister of Trade. So and then the goods are regulated actually the surgical gown, and then medical coverall, and then mask, surgical mask, and N95 mask, and also melt-blown non-woven. Those 5 are being regulated under Minister of Trade number 57. Actually, the system for the approval is quite simple. The exporters just give the submit the requirement by online system. The documents are they have to upload is like number 1 is industrial business permit, and then export plan for 6 months, and then also self-declaration that the exporters has sufficient stock for domestic needs, and also attach the company's financial statement and list of company shareholders. We issued in 3 days after document received complete and correct. And also the export approval will be valid for 6 months and can be extended. So those are the main information in your regulation. So I explained you in brief, but the details perhaps the exporters, we already have the webinar with the exporters. They know already, and some already have the license from us, export approval, and can export to around the world. So maybe that's all, Pak Tito, the update for the new regulation. Hopefully, will have benefit for you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bu Mary Mariati from Ministry of Trade as a Director of Export of Mining and Industrial Product. What a valuable information that now already the relaxation for exporting, yeah, for the medical supply, yeah, no more forbidden export, but also the relaxation, so can do export, but with the certain terms and with certain license, very easily to be implemented and also to be applied. Thank you, Bu Mary, for the information. Thank you very much.